Welcome to Cold Antler Farm vlog number 21, talking about living vicariously through bloggers. Come on, Annie. Come here. Come here, Annie. Annie, come here. Come on. Gibson, not in front of the viewers. Hi guys, welcome to another vlog. I'm reporting from the wood stove here at Cold Antler Farm. The little bun baker back there is roaring, and we were expecting a big snowstorm up to 9 inches within 24 hours. However, what we do have out there is not a snowstorm, it's just rain. So I thought I would take a minute to talk about something that I get all the time through emails or comments or even letters sent to the farm. So here it goes. I want to tell you to stop reading this blog. Okay, I only kind of mean don't read the blog. Keep reading the blog, but read it because it inspires you to do things, not because it's an outlet for living vicariously. I cannot tell you how big of a compliment it is to hear that and how scary it is to read that. Guys, this is it. We've become a very pessimistic society where being realistic means being negative. It is the people who are optimistic are considered foolish and silly and unrealistic. Well, I don't believe that story at all. Reading blogs is great. It's a great way to get inspired. It's a great way to get ideas or tips or learn from mistakes. I sure as hell post a lot of mistakes. And I hope things that I've done or done wrong help you do things right when you get to your own farm. But what's important about these blogs is to read them as tools and teachers and inspiration, and not as a life lived through words on a computer screen or photos in an Instagram feed. Now, I'm not here to scold you, and I'm certainly not here to tell you how to live your life. But I will say, if the stuff you see me doing excites you, you should do it too. I know not everyone can go out and buy a farm, and I'm not telling you to risk everything and go out there and do it. But I am saying, if you're drawn to this life, if you dream of having crunchy kids running around a pig pen or growing just a couple tomatoes outside your fire escape, if these are things you want to do, start doing them. You don't need permission. Never wait for permission, especially from yourself. If you want to be a farmer, then get some tomato seeds online. Get a heating pad out of the cabinet that you usually use for a sore back. Get some potting soil from the hardware store and plant some tomato seeds. They'll probably grow, spindly and fall over and die. But so what? That's just try one. Try two means maybe a larger container, a different length of distance the grow ball will be from the seedlings, and you learn and you play and you don't give up, because the real trick to living like this is being more stubborn than you are smart and being more determined than you are interested in peer pressure. You don't have to be wealthy, and you don't have to have a trust fund to start riding horses. You just need to find someone who has a horse and ask if they'll teach you. And if they say no, they might suggest where they were taught. And perhaps you can't afford lessons at that barn. Well, then you ask if you can exchange labor or help or mucking stalls for lessons. I know that sounds like something out of a storybook, like the kid that wanted to ride and couldn't afford lessons and parents wouldn't pay, so he traded in all the hours mucking stalls getting a horse. Well, guess what? If you do run a horse barn and you do teach a lot of rich kids how to ride ponies, when some kid comes who just wants to ride and is willing to work for it, yeah, it is something out of a storybook, and you're thrilled to show them the way. This is it. This is your one shot at this world as far as any of us know, and while there might be all kinds of wondrous afterlives with hobby farms, horses, ponies, goats, ducks, and sheep out there, chances are, this could be it. And so you gotta get out there and make it happen. Pinterest and blogs are great, guys, but what you see on a screen is not a measurement for your life. It's not a measurement of your worth, and it's not something you should be comparing yourself to. I don't read anyone else's lifestyle blogs, not because I don't care or I'm not, with the scene, although I guess I'm not really with the scene if I don't read the blogs. The point is, I don't want to see the beautiful, amazing things that people are doing because I'm worried in my own selfish way that that'll put me in a place of lack. I don't want to feel like I'm lacking anything. Believing that you don't have what it takes to live like this is exactly how you stop living like this. The life you want to live is out there. It's out there. You just gotta find a way to make it work. It took me 5 or 6 years to get to a piece of land I own, and that's 5 or 6 years after buying seeds and planting gardens and other people's property and going to the library and getting books on goats I couldn't imagine owning, much less, milking every day. It meant a whole lifestyle change that happened out of a force of will. And I don't mean to sound all new agey or silly. What I mean to say is, you can be inspired by other folks, but don't let inspiration get in the way of motivation. Don't let reading other people's amazing, beautiful lives get in the way of creating your own. Start your day off reading some blogs. Please start your day off reading mine. But after that, decide to do something. One small thing, the smallest thing, guys, can be a step towards getting that farm of your own. And it might be going to the realtor downtown and getting a flyer on properties. Or it might be going onto Craigslist and looking for land for rent. It might be getting in touch with a farmer to landowner association in your area that gets people who have no experience and no farmland in touch with folks who want tax breaks and want farming done on their property. And there is a lot more of it out there than you may realize. The problem is people aren't asking. They're not asking because they're either scared to take the step or they just are too afraid to ask or too embarrassed to ask. Well, guys, pride is dead and farms are alive. Guys, inspiration is awesome, but motivation is better, and above all, action is best. Don't read blogs because you want to see how someone else is living their life. Read a blog because it gets you inspired to live your own. Stay away from people who make you feel like you're lacking. Don't read blogs about perfection. Find people who are telling you the dirty, scary, messed up parts of perfect lives too. And by perfect lives, I mean the life you want. There's a lot of people out there showing you the pretty, shiny parts of homesteading. And there's a lot of really beautiful companies and people and writers and blogs getting folks inspired every day to do something different. I hope that through watching and following Cold Antler Farm, you are inspired to do some of this stuff. Or maybe just to see a life that's totally different from your own and understand a little better. But if you're reading this because you want to farm, and you're watching these vlogs and reading these books because you want a way to live vicariously through me, well, that's okay if there's no other options for you, I guess. But if the only reason there aren't any options is because you've decided there aren't options, and a farm can't be yours because of things like time or money or infirmity, you gotta just make up your mind that you're doing what you can with what you have, where you are. And that decision is the biggest and most important step, moving from living vicariously through someone else and living vivaciously through yourself. So thanks for watching, thanks for reading, thanks for following along, and thanks for sharing in my story. Click like if you like this video, share with your friends if you got friends to share with. I bet you do. You seem like a nice person. And subscribe to this for more videos. I'll try to get out some every week. And if I don't get them out, it's because it's deer hunting season or lambing season or some other amazing, wonderful, sacred holiday to the farm year. Alright guys, get busy living or get busy dying.